Excuse me for the interruption. I had been interrupted. My dad texted me, so it's okay. Oh, he's doing fine. He says hi to everyone. He's just busy. It's private. I don't have to tell you why. Don't ask. That's rude to ask. One time I'm on a walk with my dog, and a kid asks how old you are, and I say I don't discuss my age with strangers. Please don't ask me that. It's rude. The kid's like, okay. It's like, you must have been taught not to ask people. That's not polite. I mean, how many of you have had a kid or someone ask how old you are and you say that's private? I wish not to share that. They asked me someone how long they've been in the mental hospital. They're not going to tell you. It's not your business. I hate being asked that by kids. I wish they didn't ask me that. Like, please. Leave me alone about how long I've been in the hospital. Like, who cares? It's a hospital. And while we're at the subject, how many of you have ever had kids come up to you and say, have you been in the hospital long? Do you eat beans? Do you eat farts? It's like, go away. Get lost, kid. I'm not going to tell you that. Rude. Rude manners. I mean, parents, teach your kids to be polite on a walk. I know you're parents and it's hard, but please. Kids shouldn't be asking people how old they are. They just shouldn't. It's not polite. When I was a kid, I was taught never ask someone that. That's a private issue. It's like asking a kid asking the kid's father, are you divorced? They'll say, that's private and I'm not telling you. And I wish not to disclose that because it's confidential and you should never know that. Do not ask people that. Seriously. Here's my pet peeve. When people ask how old I am, I have to say that's private. Don't ask. Or people ask how big I am, I say that is confidential. I do not wish to discuss that topic. Please stop talking about this or we'll end the conversation. Another rude thing people have asked me is if I'm retarded. I go, I don't like being called that and I find it insulting and I'm not going to tell you. Because that's literally hate speech and it's racist. Go away if you're racist. That's disgusting talk. I mean, whoever taught you your manners didn't teach you properly. Another thing that bothers me is when someone walks a dog. I know they gotta walk their dog and their dog needs to poop. But the thing that bothers me is when people walk their dog and they leave the poop on the side of the road and I end up picking it up and it's not my dog, and I really wish people pick up after their dog. What am I, a janitor? No, I'm not. I do not wish to pick up people's dog turd. I'd rather people pick it up. That is disgusting. What am I, a service? I do not wish to do that. You know, you see things like people hang doggy bags on trees. Like, really, that's inconsiderate to the environment. People don't pick up after their pet. Why do you even bother having a pet? That's abusive. People throw their cigarettes in the ditch. Excuse me, that's polluting the environment. It's disgusting. Nobody wants their tar in their water table. You're destroying the water table doing that. And also it's rude. It's not even eco-friendly. Kids throw wrappers on the street like, oh, that is disrespectful. I wish they pick it up. They have hands, they can bend. I don't like that excuse. I'm too young. You're not too young. You're old enough to throw it. It's like you're old enough to bend over and pick it up. Jesus. And then here's what else bothers me. is when people ask to pet my dog after I've told them many times, no, you may not pet my dog. It's working, it's busy, and I don't want it interrupted. And then they don't listen to you and they keep doing it. So you take your dog away and you go home, and then another dog runs at you. It's not on a leash, no one's watching it. That annoys me. Keep your dog on a leash. Come on. How hard is this? I mean, you shouldn't let a dog run loose, really. Should be on a leash at all times. You're in the city. That could be dangerous, man. The dog could get hit by a car. It's also abusive to the dog in training, as the other dog gets excited. If you're gonna have your dog outside about, have it on a leash, at least. Because if you have it off the leash, how do you know it's not aggressive? Jesus, that scares me. I mean, God, put your dog on a leash. Not hard to ask or have a run for it. Another thing I don't understand is why people think they should push their dogs in baby prams when they can walk. To me, that's abusive because the dog, there's no excuse for it. Just excuse to be lazy. And also the dog doesn't get any exercise, sits in a little baby pram all day. A dog is not meant for a baby pram, a human is. A dog is not a human child. So don't babynize your dog because not a human child. That is selfish. The dog will grow up to be confused. Another thing I notice people do is carry their little dogs in the purse because they're so tiny. They don't have to be in the ground. Well, I'm sorry, they're a pack animal. They have to be on the ground. That's how you walk a dog. A dog has to walk. They don't live life in a bag. That's selfish. I mean, how would you feel if someone shoved you in a bag? A bag isn't made for humans or dogs. It's made for items and toiletries and all that. Never ever think it's okay to put a dog in a bag. It's like putting a baby in a bag. Here's my baby. Don't put it in a bag. Please. A dog isn't a fashion item or an accessory. It's just teaching a dog to be wild, out of control, because it's in a bag. It never gets a walk. It will never socialize. You don't have to socialize it. You can tell people not to pet it, but you have to have it on a leash. I am sorry about this, but when I see a dog in a bag, it's not raised properly. It's living life that way. It's going to be bored. You're going to actually cause it stress, and it's going to end up to be aggressive. And aggressive dogs end up in death row. I don't see good outcome in that. It's also not a human baby. It's a dog. You treat a dog like a human baby. That's selfish because you bought the dog for training purpose and to be obedient. You bought the dog as a loyal friend, a loyal pet. But a dog is not a human and it does not need baby clothes or a soother. That's sort of selfish. Now, if you're doing that because the dog is teething, okay. If it's like a really young puppy teething, okay. But please, keep in mind, do not baby your dog. If a dog is babied, it learns to be babied. And you're just rewarding the bad behavior doing it. You can't do that. It's a dog. Another thing I notice girls do is carry their little Yorkie in a purse and hang the purse in their hand, walk around with it, and carry the wee thing in their hand. The little thing's barking and biting people, and they think it's cute. Well, it's not. Because what happens is the dog nips a child in the face, and the dog ends up getting destroyed, and the person ends up losing their pet. No, never a good idea. Never tip dog training. Never socialize your dog when you're training your dog right away because the dog has to get used to you. And don't bring your dog to a dog park or other dogs because it's not ready yet. Train your dog first, have it heel, have it walk beside you once it's old enough and it's healed and it's learned all those commands, fine. But even if you don't socialize your dog, you're not going to get anything happen to you. Nothing's going to happen to you. You're going to be fine. You don't have to, it's your dog. But you can tell people, no, thank you, don't pet my dog, or walk away with the dog. This is it. People nowadays think, oh, walking a dog involves petting it. Well, it doesn't. You have to let the dog pass, though, and the dog has to be able to cross the street and handle it. And if the dog's excited, pull it away. Do not encourage, attempt the behavior or laugh because it encourages. And when little kids laugh at a wee dog nipping and biting and barking, they think it's cute. Well, it's not cute because it gets worse. If a dog nips a child in the face, it automatically gets destroyed. If a dog nips a child, it gets destroyed, even if it accidentally scratches it. People sue the person, they get destroyed, and the person loses their best friend. Do not do that. Please respect dog walkers. Don't go up and pet every dog you see. It's not a toy, it's not a pet, it's not something you have to pet. I know people are drawn to their dogs, but please, if you see a dog, don't pet it, don't whistle at it, it's not your dog. If the owner says okay, then okay, but if the owner says no, you have to respect it and walk on. Not everyone's gonna let you pet their dog. This is the kind of world we live in. I have to go now.